Hey, and welcome to this game. And this is not me playing, this is Pinkrose, who decides to type good luck, have fun before sending his workers, but that is okay. A very common technique to get ahead in the mine game, because, well, you know, economically it might suffer a bit. And he is in the top right corner is the pink Terran, and down here we have Borv, who is one of my real life friends. I do have a couple of these, well, one apparently at least, and he is spawning as the purple Protoss, and he decides to not rally his drones because he is too cool for that. And these two guys are quite new to this game. Pinkrose have played a few games, and Borv is not even ranked yet. He's still on his practice matches, so arrange them to team up and battle it out to show who will be the next general. So let's look at the production here. What is going on? Pinkrose is getting his supply, very good there, and is getting his gas as well, trying to continuing building. Well, he tried for a while, and Borv is trying something very intimidating. He's getting 3 pylons before getting anything else, and 1 gas, of course, which is not harvested at all. That is very intimidating. It can be really hard to deal with if you're not prepared for it. But luckily, as you can see, Pinkrose is getting his barracks. He's getting 1 guy in the gas to counter this assimilator that is not even used at all. So he's doing fine so far. Of course, you should save your chrono boost as long as possible. And Borv is going here. He's keeping his money low, and he's getting his gateway out. You know, a 13 gateway, quite standard. And Pinkrose, in the meantime, not much going on here. Keeping 1 guy on the gas. You don't want to get too much gas. If you only need a little, you can use this beautiful technique. What is this? He's going with a proxy supply depot, which might be hard to deal with. If you don't scout it early, you cannot really do anything about it, but we'll see how this will end up here. And there we go. And if you're wondering about all these pings, we were a couple of guys, actually me, Nutship and Stickhead, we were observing this game, so we will see us typing as well. But of course our GG players cannot see what we are typing. So what is going down here? A 2nd barracks and 1 reactor to be able to produce a lot of marines. And Borv is getting his, let's see, 2 more gateways to be able to build zealots. Yeah, pretty much. And he decides to put 2 guys in gas. He doesn't really need any more right now. So it feels like, yeah, 3 is too much. And Pinkrose here continues with his proxy base here. He's getting 1 engineering bay in proxy. Not blocking anything at all. Of course, well, if Borv wants to go in a straight line in here, not line, but on the width here, up the ramp, he cannot do that because there is 1 engineering bay in the way. So it will break the lines. And he's getting a barracks as well to be able to wall off his something here. And in the meantime, Borv is starting to get some zealots. He wants to defend, you know, getting close to 8-minute mark. You might want to be able to defend against some kind of push. And of course, 1 guy in the gas is everything you need. And to be on the safe side, Pinkrose decides to go for this this bunker that will prevent anything from being built right here. And that is of course great if you're up against a Protoss player that decides to expand on your 3rd. It means that he cannot do that. He will do just fine. And there you go, some ping once more. You will have to live with that. And a common transition into not spending your minerals. Also great, getting +1 Terran infantry weapons at level 1. I had to read that, but I do know that it's +1. And why should he? Why is that good? Because he have no marines at all, and of course, when you get your marines and your marauders, you want them to be well upgraded. And he decides to be able. He wants to scout as early as possible, so he's getting He's actually creeping slowly getting closer and closer here to Borv's base. If Borv tries to take this high yield expansion, he will see it. And also he's building some supply depots over here to be able to scout everything, and there we go. We were actually having a really fun time watching this. And they could hear us laugh and talk to each other, but we tried to not spoil too much. And we wrote instead later on. So let's see here. Borv is getting his cybernetic score really good if you want to produce anything against except zealots and stalkers. Works great. And here you can see Pinkrose is starting to build up some kind of chain around Borv's base here with the supply depots and trying to block him in. He opts for not getting any kind of attacking units at all. He instead tried to threaten Borv with supply depots. And he's getting one expansion, a sneaky one, to the left. Great move considering he cannot build here, and this one is too easy to see. It should be expected. So no, and he decided to I want one marine against this force here. Might be good, and he built some down here to defend this ramp. Always great to defend your buildings. You don't want to lose your supply depots, your barracks, the engineering base, and of course you want to feel safe against the air. So he decides to get one missile turret as well. So great defense. He really have map control. He's very well aware of what is going on. Here we go. Borv is getting his gateway at a 9-minute mark. No, maybe. Yeah, around something like that. Let's see. Yeah, about 9 minutes. Common technique. Should be able to later on warp in units. And we're getting some FPS drop here. Well, that is okay. And he's getting his +1 attack as well for the ground armies like zealots and stalkers. So that is just fine. And he continues to produce here. As you can see, barely any queues. Only one here, one mistake, but trying to keep it as good as possible. And he's getting some Stargate. There we go. And he is on the move now. Will Pinkrose be able to defend with this supply depot? Might be tough, but it is not impossible, of course. And still keeping 2 guys on gas there and 4 on this one to compensate. Of course, you want 6 guys on gas in every base. That is a good way to spread it. And Pinky decides to go with 1 guy in gas. He doesn't really need any more. And here we go. We're pinging quite a lot here on the map because we were so excited. Because we wanted to see bloodshed, and of course there are guys living in these small buildings, and they don't want to die, but they cannot really defend either. I think they have some kind of fireplace in there. You see illuminated room there, so yeah. And of course attack and expand. Borv uses this good strategy to be able to push up this lane and down there, and that means that this force cannot move down and attack this expansion, so he's very safe. And his targets are done. His gate, warp gate is down, but he decides to not use it just yet. He wants to wait a bit longer. He wants to get this base saturated as good as possible. And what's going down on over here? Getting a second gas with 1 guy in it. Of course, you don't want to get any more. And down here, so he now have 3 guys mining, which is equivalent to 1 gas, but they will last a lot longer this way. And here we go. Borv is moving out here. He sees this supply depot and he decides to try to engage it. And he finally and barely managed to beat it as well, and he's going for the destructible rocks as well. But Pink is getting his force up here. He wants to defend this ramp. This is the most important part of his base, because he wants to defend it, and that makes it the most important place on the map. And once again decides to now I don't want to rally. I want to use my great APM to micro every single SCV one at a time instead. Getting some nice saturation in his main. And Borv is just chilling, trying to keep some map control, but of course he's very intimidated by Pink's strategy here, so he tries to not overcommit to this attack, which is really, that is so important, to not overcommit if you can't really handle it. So he decides to back it up with some Void Rays, which that is so good. You can really utilize their beams. What is it called? Prismatic beam. There we go. Can really. But finally he decides. Oh my! I almost missed it. He decides to attack, and it's able to kill this force and this barracks. So it's not looking very good for this base or something. Proxy something. But in the meantime, that was of course only a decoy from Pinkrose. He knows that Borv thinks he's out, but he got his base up and running on the left flank instead, and yeah, still a bunker there, defending them, preventing Borv from taking this expansion. And here we go, he's getting out with his Void Rays as well, going for the push here. We are so happy that they are pinging everywhere.